This is Betamax. Should you play it? Betamax is a Portal-like puzzle game where you use a VCR remote to control your environment. You can use it to activate switches, pause, and rewind time. While these are simple mechanics, you do have to think outside of that VHS box to figure out how to use them effectively to solve your puzzles. Objects you can interact with, like doors, boxes, and switches, can be affected by your time skills. So if you rewind, their space and time will rewind as well. However, anything coded in this pinkish purple color is an exception to that rule. These will not be affected by your time skills, where you will be. There are even some pink, purple, magenta zones you can stand in to prevent yourself from being affected by time. With all these mechanics working together, you really have to have an intent behind your actions and remember all of your movements. I found this to be a very nice mix of clever and difficult, but also simple. There were moments where I was scratching my head, but it never took me more than a couple of minutes to figure something out. After you finish each level, you get a score based on how quick you were, how many times you errored, aka died, and if you found the secret hidden in the level. Visually, the game has some fairly simple graphics that emulate that popular kind of 80s digital vibe, but it works for the kind of game that it is. Speaking of the 80s, the soundtrack is very much reminiscent of that time period as well, featuring a lot of synthwave and boppy kind of tracks. Normally in games like this, I turn off soundtracks. I left this one on the entire time. It had me vibing the whole time. So in summary, while Betamax is a simple game, it has some pretty complex puzzles. I found myself getting really into it. I think I said one more level about 5 times before I actually finally turned it off. So if you're a fan of Portal or just like puzzle games in general, this is a must buy.